Since episode 1 of the series in February 2017, I've expanded to more topics like 25 things we love, 25 things we've all done, 15 things only noobs do, and of course, taking things way too far with my 10 game concepts that make no sense at all. But you know, the other day I got a comment. HaVoC, you talk so much trash about Clash Royale, but over the years, those things you hated have been fixed. Why don't you acknowledge Supercell's hard work? You know, you're right. What's going on, guys? HaVoC, back with a video. Today we're going to be talking about 25 things players used to hate but was fixed by Supercell. Yeah, sadly this will probably never have an episode 2 because I searched all 24 episodes and only a few things have been actually fixed out of these 600 and something that we have already talked about. Yeah, it's already at that number. It's a little getting out of hand here. If you ask me though, I think this video will be pretty dank, don't you think? So, let's get right into it.
When you press the cancel button, but you remember it doesn't even work.
I know, it still sorta doesn't work, but for people who weren't playing back in the day, you didn't have it like we had it, trust me. When I said the cancel button didn't work, I meant that. It was like a rare event. Like, what? It worked for someone. The press media came to document it. Paparazzi's following you around because the cancel button worked. But nowadays it's much more passive. It usually works for me like it's supposed to. So yeah, it's sort of been fixed already.
Billy Barbarians. Yeah, those things.
Oh man, Elite Barbarians. These were the glory days of Clash Royale. Wish I can go back and tell Supercell, nuh-uh, no, you don't want to do that. Do not add that, okay? Everyone hated how OP they were. YouTubers were flipping out and the game was going down on numbers fast. Worst part about it, they weren't even nerfed for ages. Luckily nowadays it doesn't seem that much of an issue. The game seems balanced, you know? Like all things should be.
A 98% damage increase.
Never mind, didn't see that one coming.
When the clan you're in requires you to get 50 crowns for the clan battle chest.
Yes, clan battles. For you noobs out there. Wow, that's a weird ass sneeze right there. What I was saying was for you, people who weren't there back then. Before Clan Wars, we had clan battles where you gain crowns and that went towards your clan chest. The issue here though is that clans started to set requirements on the clan battle attacks. Obviously nowadays this is non-existent because the damn game mode doesn't even exist.
Not enough deck slots.
Yup. Just 2 years ago, we only had 3. And a YouTuber named HaVoC Gaming wouldn't stop complaining about it. Damn, B! Shortly after that, we got 5 slots, which was kinda awkward for me because people kept watching the video after it was added. So people would roast the heck out of me in the comments, while others were nice enough to say, "Hey, HaVoC, they added what you wanted. We now have 5 deck slots. We can now store 5 decks. We have more than 3. Right, I get it. Calm your tits. I heard it the first time.
When you accidentally place a building too early so the Royal Giant shoots it from across the river.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the bad part about it, it wasn't fixed until like late 2018.
We've reduced his range from 6.5 tiles down to 5 tiles. You're increasing his damage by 60%, but it's going to take him a longer time to actually lock on, and you have much more opportunity to counter him than before.
I'm honestly okay with the Royal Giant's massive rework. I find no problem whatsoever dealing with the Royal Giant in 2019.
When you buy a chest and get it for free in a match, I just spent my own money on a chest that I got 1 second later from a free match.
Well, why didn't you check your chest queue? You know? Statsroyale.com. There, child. Calm down. We didn't have such fancy technology back in the day. You heard that right? Kinda sad to be honest. We didn't really know when our next dank chest would pop out of that sweet queue. Oftentimes, we tried to find the pattern using graphs like this, which by the way was so complicated and annoying, people just gave up. But then in 2017, statsroyale.com gave you the ability to check your chest queue. Finally.
Trying to get your legendaries higher than level 2.
Getting straight to the point, it's easier nowadays. In 2016 and 2017, getting a legendary was still hype worthy and it felt really awesome. 2018, 2019, and soon enough 2020, getting a legendary is easier than ever. It doesn't feel special anymore, you know? Getting one back then versus now? I think you get my point by now.
Bridge spam decks. Who would have thought that just dropping everything on the bridge was pure skill?
The holy grail of all decks. Believe it or not, this strategy was meta for a while. And goddamn, it was the most annoying non-skill deck strategy that I ever witnessed. I'm sorry if that triggers you, but I felt like bridge spam was just
so boring.
You would drop everything at the bridge, like your P.E.K.K.A, Battle Ram, and Bandit, and then boom. Luckily, the bridge spam strategy was nerfed. In a balance update one day, everything was pretty much nerfed, and thank God.
When they removed 2v2.
At the time I had made this video, 2v2 was not a permanent feature. They kept making it temporary, we had a timer on it, and even at one point, they removed it for weeks. Weeks, I'm telling you. Weeks. Nowadays though, it's permanent. It's a little weird to think back to the days when this wasn't permanent, because we play it now like all the time. It's just really normal. But back in the good old days, it was really rare to see 2v2 pop up.
When your cards are maxed, you get a legendary, but all you get is gold.
This was fixed at the end of 2018. This is when they added star points. Before star points, it felt like there was nothing to grind for, or no reason to open chests at all, because all you would get from chests is gold. Clearly, star points changed everything here, because now the game's economy is way more balanced between golds, star points, and gems.
When it's finally Epic Sunday and all the cards suck.
Back then you couldn't trade, so the only way to get an epic you wanted was on an Epic Sunday. May not seem like a big deal now because there's always some good epic options in the shop, but it wasn't always as easy as it is right now.
When the crown chest is over.
I really hate the days of not having anything to do after your crown chest. It felt like the game was done. Luckily, in the present, we have quests, Trophy Road, the crown chest has been moved to the seasons, and I don't know man, there's just so much more, there's always something to do.
When typing a clan description, the game thinks you're not playing, so it'll kick you out for inactivity. What the hell?
This was an issue for me back in the day. Luckily, it was fixed, but I have no idea if it was for all devices.
When the season is over and you forgot to get 4K trophies, well, too late. No chest for you this month.
There really used to be a pressure to make that 4K for me, cause I knew if I didn't, I wouldn't get any reward. With Trophy Road though, I'm more relaxed. There's rewards scattered across Trophy Road and I kinda just finished the season where I wanna be. Just back then it felt like you needed to get that draft chest.
When you've already linked your account to another device and you can't do it again.
The days where you couldn't properly play your account because it was already linked to a specific device. Damn, this was actually a huge problem for Clash of Clans, Heyday, Boom Beach, and Clash Royale for years. Eventually, it got so out of hand, Supercell ID was introduced, and it made things 10 times easier.
How they only give you one try on a new card challenge before charging you $1 each try.
Technically, yes, this is still a thing, but you gotta keep in mind that back then, Pass Royale wasn't a thing. And if you ask me, if Pass Royale was worth it to retry challenges over and over for $5 a month and still get skins and other cool features, heck yes. It's a far better value. I know it still involves money, but in my opinion, this was a great addition and fix to those problems.
When you finally use the name change, but you misspell your name.
Yep, if you used your free name change and accidentally spelled your name wrong or didn't like it after a few days, that was it. Too bad, go home and shut up. Luckily, I think it was probably 2019 or mid 2018 where they allowed us to change our names over and over as long as you paid a little bit of gems.
Misspelling confirmed when switching accounts. Let's be honest, you low-key hate when you misspell it and you gotta do it again. They make it a little bit difficult tap this, type that. Why can't we just have 2 accounts without dealing with all that?
Like I mentioned previously, having 2 accounts was a huge issue. In fact, as far as the terms of service goes, it was against the rules. But besides that, the process of switching accounts was just so annoying. Like, God.
How expensive the Clash Royale shop is.
Well, technically this is not part of the game, but people always complained on how expensive the Supercell shop was. The shop, though, is now gone. Is that a fix to an issue? Well, kind of. Here's why. By removing it, it's giving them time and giving them a chance to think of better and cheaper ways to give these items to you guys. I don't know how, and I don't know when, and I don't know where, but this was obviously publicly mentioned.
When they promise monthly balance changes.
Yeah, I think it was like 2017 when Supercell promised us that we'd have monthly balance changes. That didn't go so well. It did not happen. Fast forward to 2019, they're back on track. We pretty much get a balance updates with every season of Clash Royale.
When you take HaVoC serious. I've had a lot of comments recently saying, HaVoC, why'd you say that? Why would you do that? Last time I checked, Supercell didn't even like me.
This is also a stupid one I wanted to include, even though it has nothing to do with the game in itself, but Supercell, thank you. I roasted the heck out of them for years because I thought they didn't like me. I thought something was wrong with my channel, or maybe I had done something wrong. Luckily, in January of 2018, I was given access to the dev build for Clash Royale, not to mention that they also flew me out to Helsinki, Finland for the launch of Rush Wars. Things are going great, and I want to take back a lot of the negative energy I gave you. So thank you, Supercell. When you're close to having a common card to max, but only need 1 more out of 5,000, you can just request. Bad part is, if you just did, you can't gem a request. Yeah, this is not an issue. You can gem a request today.
When you missed an emote pack, and now you gotta wait until it gets sent from heaven so you can get them.
You know how bad it was to never find emotes in the shop because they just never used to cycle like that? Well, now in Clash Royale, there's a permanent emote section. This is a direct fix to what I was saying.
And we haven't got another name change in ages.
The reason why I included this again is because usually Supercell gave us a free name change probably every year or 2. I'm glad that we don't have to wait for them to actually give us a free name change like every year or 2. Instead, you can do it right in your settings.
When Supercell keeps releasing those $20 emote packs.
Nowadays, emotes usually don't cost that much anymore. But guys, I think that should be it for 25 things players used to hate, but was fixed by Supercell. I've been talking for so long, I'm running out of my voice. Wow, I don't sound dank anymore, actually. I don't think I could do this anymore. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and let me know about some things that annoyed you in the past, but Supercell eventually fixed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. And as always, have a gaming out. Peace!